Today we shall talk about the Detective Korean 2022 movie hunt. Subscribe to my channel for more movie reviews like this. Squid Game Emmy winner Lee Yoon-jae stars and directs this week's explosive blockbuster Hunt, a film about double and triple crosses in a spy game between North and South Korea in the 1980s. About halfway through Lee's film, I realized I had completely lost the thread of who was a good guy and who was a bad guy, but I think that's intentional. This film is about men in well-tailored suits who must constantly determine if the armed fellow next to them is on their side or possibly fighting for the enemy. While some of the action sequences are well staged, particularly the final explosive one, the convoluted screenplay by Jo Seung-hee collapses under the weight of so much deception. Hunt has some excellent bang-bang escapism, but it's ultimately too shallow to recommend. Lee plays Park Pyong-ho, a South Korean officer who is seen foiling an assassination attempt in the explosive opening scene, but his fellow officer Kim Yoon Woo-sung shoots the suspect, meaning they can't get to the bottom of the plot. Was this intentional? Is he hiding something the gunman might have revealed? Hunt sets up early on that there's a North Korean mole in the operation and wants us to keep guessing if it's Pyong-ho or Yoon-do behind the espionage, as the two men with a shared violent past also become increasingly suspicious of one another. That's about it, but it leads to dozens of sequences of shifting loyalties that usually intercut with violent action. Accusations, explosions, accusations, gunfire, accusations. You get the idea. It all gets a little exhausting. Lee Yoon-jae's non-stop hyperactive cutting and constant camera movements seem not to help the movie. He really shoots many of the dialogue-driven scenes with the same frantic feeling as the action. This is nearly the same twisting narrative of something like Infernal Affairs, which was remade as The Departed but without the craft and 10 times the chaos. It becomes increasingly difficult to care about narrative of the film since Lee Yoon-jae has an admittedly ambitious eye for action which doesn't compensate. There are reasons to hope since Lee's sophomore effort is a little bit stronger. There's clearly a strong cast of performers like Yoon Woo-sung who is particularly good here. I even found his presence and shifting loyalty and more interesting and profound than Lee's. And again, when bullets start to fly, the film sometimes attains a gritty action nihilism like the films from the era in which it takes place. There's a harsh realism to some of the action scenes as bodies fly and sets get ripped apart by bullets. The problem is that it's impossible to even keep track of who's getting shot when all the bodies have fallen. There are a couple of memorable scenes in Hunt. The sequence of a potential defector is expertly assembled, and the final major one is a beauty, but you'll have trouble remembering much of the plot. Of course, that's presuming you could follow it in the first place. In conclusion, Hunt is action-packed, visually harsh, entertaining enough movie, and a proof that Lee Yoon-jae can direct a film. Everything gets real confusing real fast, so rewatching might absolutely be needed. Subscribe to Deep Critics Movie Review channel for more.